it's MK and I am back with another off the board layout for you guys today. And today I am using another mood board, and this mood board is more about the design. I really loved that central focal point in photo in the middle with the two supporting photos off to the side. It wasn't until I got really super uber close that I realized it was 4 photos off to the side, but I'm only going to use 2. So I'm sharing with you guys a couple acrylic pieces that I will be using, as well as some die cut gears that I have in the shop, that digital file. I have some scraps of white cardstock here that I'm going to map my photos with. I also have from Maya Road this really old travel log plasticky journal spot. And then from Teresa Collins, I have some labels and things. And I thought that there was 2 here, but I don't know. Oh, yes, there was 2. I couldn't believe that they were that thick. And then from Paper Rose, I have this really cool starburst paper that is pink stars on one side, but I'm going to use the starburst blue on the other. It just reminded me of the top of the carousel for some reason. So I've printed my supporting photos at 3x4, and then I'm going to trim them down just so that way my cardstock photo mat will stay as a 3x4. And then I've got this Boardwalk photo that was printed at 4x6. I was going to leave it at 4x6, and then I realized that it had a lot of dead space, and I feel like it's going to take away from the aspect of the photo or of the design that I'm looking for from my mood board. So I went ahead and cut it down to 4x4. I always put a sticky note down when I am creating page kits, so that way I, 1, know which album they go into when I'm done, and for 2, I know what day I had them planned for a YouTube video. So just letting you guys know that I keep sticky notes. I've actually become a fan of sticky notes. I used to not like them at all, but they work really well for my purposes, right? I mean, I guess that's the whole point of a sticky note. It's because they work really well. All right, so I'm just trying to center my photos on my design. I think that the starburst will really show off if I don't do an offset design or anything. I really wanted to keep it nice, crisp, and clean, just like the design in my mood board. And well, I don't even know if I call it a mood board. I don't know if it's more like an interior design board or what, but to me, when I looked up mood boards back in the day, and I was looking actually to improve our bathroom, this came up, and it's been on my pin for several years in my home decor pin or board, I should say. And so when I was looking through mood boards, this one just came to mind, and I really did like the design of it. So I wanted to bring it into my layout. I also took inspiration from the circular mirrors that are on either side, and so that's where the gears came in. Plus, if you think about it, something has to make that carousel go round and round, right? Or it's a merry-go-round, one of the two. Something has to make it go around, and all I could think of was the gears underneath. So I went ahead and used a couple. Whew, the yawning. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I started doing the yawning thing, you guys. I apologize. But the gears made me think of the mechanism that makes the merry-go-round or the carousel actually do its job. I'm going to pop up my pictures because I want these acrylic stars to be underneath. Now, these acrylic stars are uber old, from Close to My Heart. I don't know why, but lately, ever since Close to My Heart closed its doors, I apologize. It seems to me like I've been pulling out some really old Close to My Heart stuff lately. Either that, or it's like buying a new car and you didn't notice that style of car until you had one. And for here, I didn't realize how much I used Close to My Heart until now I can't get it anymore. So I'm not really sure which way that is proper. But I do have to say that I've noticed me saying Close to My Heart a lot more often now. And like I said, it could just be a representation of, because now it's no more, just like all the other companies, that have passed. It seems like every time I mention October Afternoon too, it's one of those where I wish it was, but it's okay. We all understand. We definitely all understand. All right, so I'm using some glue dots to glue my to glue my acrylic pieces down. I have found that glue dots are the best for this. Had a little tape runner issue going on, so I thought I'd leave that in there in case other people have issues with their tape runner as well. For some reason, I put a new roll in and I could not get the tape to start. I've never had that problem before, but it just looked like I did not pull it out far enough when I went to go put it back into the gun. So anyways, that just seems to be like the only issue that I had was me not putting it back all the way. So I'm going to go ahead and start lining up my photos. And I'm using acrylic blocks to weigh the photos down just enough to where the adhesive can set. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, but I do like having that weight down there because I feel like when I don't use the weight and I just let it dry on its own, I get a little bubble. I get a little almost like I used some sort of wet medium, which I did. I used wet glue, but it does create a small little bulge in my paper background photo, whichever side that I put the liquid adhesive on. This one here is on the photos, and I did not want my photos to bulge out. So now that I've got most of my layouts down, I do have the travel log plasticky Maya Road journal spot sticking up. I really do like that. I'm going to put the date on it, which was, actually this is a span of a couple people's photos as well as my photos. I took the 2 carousel photos, and then the boardwalk photo, I believe, was taken by Kathy. And so I think that's her carousel photo too. I don't think I liked my carousel photo, and I ended up using Kathy's as well. But the other photo was of the podium was mine, and they were of a span between day 2, because it was formal night, day 2 and I think day 5 was the other one where Kathy had taken her boardwalk photos. So I don't know about the date. I don't know if I want to put the entire time that we were on the ship or just the time that I went and, took the photos. And then, of course, on my label, I was going to write that what the boardwalk was about, because I've got 2 labels going on. And I splattered a little bit too much, so I had to go and get a bigger block, so that way I protected my photos. But when I rubbed it off, it's not too bad. It actually dried a lot better than what you guys are seeing it now. So I do like the addition of the splatter. I really like how simplistic this layout turned out, and how, I don't know, I just really like the look of it, all because of a design on Pinterest. You guys, I would have never came up with this, in all honesty, without that inspiration. I find it pleasing to know what inspires me, and this was it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As usual, I've got some links down below if you guys are interested in checking them out, off the board, cruise links, and of course a couple of the supplies that I've been being asked about that I use on a regular basis. Those links are down below as well. All right, again, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.